on a work day, just working on yourselves. That's pretty damn selfish of you. Congratulations. Now, here's the dictionary's definition. The dictionary's definition of selfish. Selfish, being concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit and pleasure at the expense or disregard of others. Now, I'm good with the first part of that. Concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit and pleasure. That's selfish. But the second half of that definition, at the expense or disregard of others, bullshit. That's not selfish. Being truly selfish does not inherently exclude someone else's gain. Quite the opposite, I believe. True selfishness serves ourselves and others. It's a win-win. It's where the I meets the we. Where when you truly serve yourself, what you want and what you need, you're going to truly serve others what they want and need. It's got to be personal first, though. True selfishness is doing the things for you to win and gain victories that also allow others to succeed and get more themselves. Making long-term investments in ourselves instead of the one-sided short-term gains that we want just to feed a hole that's inside of us. True selfishness is when we do not undersell ourselves, who we are, our capacities, and what rewards we're after. True selfishness takes true knowledge and belief in ourselves. And when we believe in ourselves, what do we have? We have identity. But we got to get to know ourselves to have identity, right? And yes, to know ourselves better, we have to get more self-involved, not less. I believe that each one of us should invest more time in ourselves and serve our own self-interest more than we do. And the fallacy, I believe, is saying that this egoism contradicts empathy, care, and even awareness of others' feelings, wants, and needs. I disagree with this opinion. Because the individual who is truly self-involved and feeds his or her ego, learns about him or herself, gains judgment and discernment, identity. When that person truly gets involved with themselves and their personal inventory, what's going to happen? They're going to see themselves and others and actually become more aware and caring of others' needs and wants. They're going to realize that serving oneself and serving others are not mutually exclusive endeavors. They are naturally coexisting in the human relationship. One must serve himself to serve others, just as one must serve others to serve themselves. The more self-involved that we do get, the more identity we're going to have. The more security, respect, and trust we have with ourselves, the more secure, respectful, and trusting we can be with others. As I said earlier, get more full of yourself. It's a good question, isn't it? I mean, who the hell else are you supposed to be full of? I actually got asked that question in the past. Somebody told me, "McKenna, you're so full of yourself." And that stumped me. I went, well, who else am I supposed to be full of? It does, though. It starts with you and your identity. You properly take care of yourself, then you're going to properly take care of your neighbor. And look, this wisdom has been handed down through the ages. Heck, it's religious. You reap what you sow. Well, that inherently means that generosity is selfish. Love yourself Love your neighbor as yourself. The golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Both of those are proof that selfishness reciprocates. It's like a law of nature. But we were not built to accumulate and hoard. We were built to make each other better. Let me ask you this. Who has more power, more dignity, the giver or the receiver? The giver. The power of dignity is selfishness. And generosity is what brings us that dignity. So, even though the world and Webster's keep trying to tell us that selfless and selfish are incompatible, they're not. They more than coexist. They are actually dependent on each other. They even reciprocate and feed each other. And that's the honey hole, the place where we individually, the I, still have judgment, identity, discernment, desires. And our individuality, our opinions, our choices, our wants, feed the collective as well. Serve others at the same time. That's when selfishness becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And when we serve the collective feeds us back. Now look, I think that in any example or scenario in life, we can define the more truly selfish choice to be made. It is also the most selfless choice at the same time. Let me give you some examples. How about that 2 hours that you take in your office working with that privacy sign on your door? You know, when you tell your kids, don't knock unless it's urgent. Okay, yes, it is selfish because maybe you're taking time to work on your dream. Well, I'd also say it's probably selfish to be letting your kids know that maybe it's okay to get bored because you're not there to entertain them. Heck, they might have to get creative, become more self-reliant, and figure out how to entertain themselves. And that would be a lesson that would serve them later in life. So yeah, I'd say that's selfish and selfless of you. Example 2, what's more selfish in love? To keep score and make sure that you individually win in the relationship more than your lover? Or to keep score and make sure that you both win? Well, if you want to sustain your relationship, both of you are going to have to win, not just one or the other. If it's just one or the other that wins, it turns into a business transaction and a damn good way to end the relationship. So if you want to stay in the relationship, what's more selfish way to keep score? Or both of you win. What about friendships? Is it selfish to spend more time with your friends and those you love because you want those relationships you already have in your life to be deeper and richer? Or is it more selfish to spend more time with acquaintances and strangers? Well, I'd say it's more selfish to spend more time with friends and loved ones. That's going to pay you back more. That's going to be more selfish. What about forgiveness? Look at Nelson Mandela. Was it unselfish of him to choose grace for himself and his perpetrators after being locked up for 27 years? Or was it more selfish because he chose forgiveness, knowing that the spite and the anger would eat at his soul? It would not serve him or those who prosecuted him. He chose forgiveness. He chose grace. Wasn't that the more selfish choice? Would it be selfish to spend 2 hours a week working on yourself? Maybe to take time with a hobby, even though it may be a hobby that you do alone. I don't know, maybe you start journaling, take a few walks or drives with yourself, reservation for one. Now your friends, they might be like, hey, where the hell you been, bud? Well, that time you're now spending on yourself, working to evolve instead of revolve, is not only serving you, it's serving your true friends who want what's best for you. And you might even inspire them to grow with you. So, what's more selfish? Look, you're here because you want more for yourself. Everything that we've talked about, everything that you're seeking can and will serve yourself if you activate it in your life. But it's just as true that if you start doing more of the things that we've been talking about today, you are going to be of much greater service to others. Can you argue that? I want to talk about the 9-mile markers in my course, Road Trip Highway to More. 1 is about admit more. Okay? So we admit more, we're more honest. The more honest we are with ourselves, I would say the more honest we can be with others, and that would be selfish. 2, seek more identity. Well, the more we know ourselves, the more I find that we can understand others, right? That's selfish. 3, more value. Well, the more we define what we value, the more time we end up spending on what really matters. Selfish. 4, more choice. We make better choices for ourselves. The world's going to choose us more. Selfish. 5, more balance. We create more balance. We not only create more quantity, but we create more quality. That's selfish. 6, more joy. Look, we live with more joy, we're going to spread more joy. Selfish. 7, more cool. Look, when we're more cool, yeah, if we're each and all more cool, we're going to have more nerds in the world and less dorks. You'll know, I break that down in the course. You'll know what it means further. Big fan of nerds. And yes, that's selfish. 8, more love. We love ourselves more. We got a whole lot more love to give. That's damn selfish. 9 is more selfish, meaning, yes, it's all personal, so please get more selfish. I think it's why we're here today. It's why you're here. As we said in the beginning, we're all in different stages of life, at different lights, on different highways. But because we're all here, we are all headed in the same direction. A selfish and selfless direction at the same time. It's life we're living. It's a road trip. And we just started this journey together to identify where we are and where we want to go. And when we do that, we're going to be able to deal with whatever color light shows up on that journey, be it red, yellow, or green. We just need a roadmap to help us get there. Well, I truly believe that Road Trip, Highway to More, is that roadmap. And as has been said before, and I'm going to say it again, for those of you who cannot make it on the road trip or just choose not to, take what you learned today and just pick out something you can commit to, implementing in your life. It's going to work if you choose to do the work. But for those of you who do choose to take this road trip with me, I want to be right there, riding shotgun next to you, trying to keep you headed in the right direction, helping you make some better turns, steering you away from some potholes and traffic jams. And it's going to be a damn good time. Again, wherever we are, each of us, whatever gaps we need to close, and however wide they may be, everybody just make sure to give yourself some credit. Said it in the opening. You're here. You're putting out the effort. You're trying. You made a choice. Where you are right now is a solid step in the right direction. Trust that. Believe that. And know that you chose it. That was damn selfish of you. Amen. Good night. Just keep living.
All right, everyone, it has been a beautiful and incredible day. We've got our amazing team that has made this incredible event possible joining us here on stage. And we want to finish by saying thank you so much. Thank you for your willingness, your dedication to shift your plans, to change your schedules, to be here with us live and make history. Again, this was the first ever live event that Matthew McConaughey has ever hosted, and you, my friend, were a part of it. A couple final announcements. Our VIPs, we're going to get started in 15 minutes from this moment. We're going to have Dean, we're going to have Matthew, we're going to have Trent, and we're going to have Marie joining us. So we can't wait to see you there. You don't have to go anywhere, stay put. And for everyone else, we hope to see you in Road Trip. Again, today, the art of living really cracked a door open to what's possible for us in our lives. And this course is the roadmap. It's the how. It's the playbook for really reaching this level of more. And we'd love to see you in there. And as Matthew just said, it works if you show up and do the work. So we'd love to have you there. We'd love to be on this road trip with you. We'd love to be riding shotgun on this trip of life alongside you guys. So let's finish today with those 3 special words that Matthew always says. And if you want to join me and say it too, go ahead. That is just keep living. We love you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
To adapt and to evolve. I say it's time for us to take a road trip that really does go somewhere, a road trip on a highway that gives us more. That's why I'm here. I hope that's why you're here. So what do you say? I'm gonna take a little road trip to where you really want to go? I do. Thanks for being here. Let's work this thing called life out a little bit, huh? Look, Green Lights is a book that shares my approach to life. But on this road trip, we're going to take some of those stories and insights and philosophies and put you in the driver's seat. My one and only goal is to help you get more of what you truly want and need in this life. You ready? Let's ride.